on there now. It'll pop up now. Damon, how you doing, buddy? How you doing, man? Thank you, Damon. I appreciate that. So now I got two people watching. I put it on YouTube. We'll see if someone jumps on. Um, I just wanted to, open up and just talk. And I said in the post, if you wanted to, if someone wanted to join me, let me know. I'll send you the link in a private message, and you can come on and talk. Let's just talk tonight for a little bit. You know, I'm trying to be the best me, and a lot of times I fail with that. Oh, it's okay, man. Damon, it's okay. Some people like it better. Some don't. For me, when it comes down to it, Facebook are I get more views on Facebook than I do YouTube. And when I'm only on YouTube, I notice that the amount of people. I mean, it never picks up my YouTube. Uh, my my subscribers has been the same for over a year and a half now, probably even longer. It hasn't. I haven't had a serious increase, so I do what's best for me, right? See, right now, no one's watching on YouTube. I have two watching on Guy Benson and two watching on the Hawaii Blues Fan. I got a thumbs up from Jason Nichols, Matt Park, and Travis Pennington. Hardington. I'm sorry. I keep saying that wrong. I say it too quick. Yeah, I went on YouTube. It should be on now. It should be live on now. At least it's showing it is. I just did it to, Jason wanted me to talk, so I did. So I did. Um, I struggle. Yeah, I struggle. Is there something wrong with that? I don't know. I don't think so. Um, okay, they're switching to YouTube. I know you are, Jason. Thank you. Um, Struggle is struggle, and it's okay. That's the thing. It's absolutely okay to struggle. Ashley Jones. Hey, Ashley. Heard Layla's being a pain. Oh, I love little Layla. She's great. Um, I'm doing the best I can. I really am. Right? I'm going to have good days. I'm going to have bad days. I'm going to have in between days. Just is what it is. Right? Oh, there we go. Well, now I know who Shackled is. I wasn't sure who Shackled was. Now I know who it is. Um, it just look right. Life has thrown me a curveball. Okay, that's fine, guy. I have to remember that it's okay that life threw me a curveball. You know, um, I got trolled a little bit. Okay, you got trolled. Uh, well, thank you. Oh, Shackled, Damon, Damon. Okay, buddy, this is for you. And a one, and a two, and a one, two, three, four. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Damien. Your mom is watching from above. Happy birthday to you. Cha 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 cha, and many, many more. There you go, bud. I just destroyed your eardrums. How's that feel? Uh, it wasn't awesome. You're going like, ah! You know that. Oh, man. um, I got to ask a question to you guys, right? I put a post out yesterday about me and my last name. And you know, the response has been primarily positive, but I want to know what you guys think about that. What do you think about me opening up about something like that? What do you think about me doing these things? Talking about, what do you think about on TikTok? Me talking about my mental health. What do you think about that? I mean, be honest, because this is you guys are my family right now, right? You are my family. You know, I've had a few people even tell me that. You know, that's why, you know, they say my numbers are low because I'm looking out. It's family that's going to follow me. And people that aren't going to be my family aren't going to follow me. And I understand that. It's taken me a while. I may not like it. I wish my numbers were up. Get them numbers up, boy. You got to get them numbers up. I tell you, boy, you got to get them up. Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate that, Matt Lowe. You're one of those guys that likes to needle me, and I enjoy that some. You're one of the guys that likes to push me right to that edge. And every now and then you like to just give me the little shove to push me over it to see how I react. And it's fun sometimes. I mean, you look at the Scandella rant. I mean, that was okay, right? That was pretty funny. John Penner, hey buddy. Oh, John's here. Mental health is mental health, man. And it doesn't matter if it's today, tomorrow, or whenever. You know, it's health. It's still important, and you know, it's not something you just get over. It's a lifelong deal, right? Hey Ryan, just having a rough day, my friend. Took a sleeping pill last night that really kind of threw me for a loop, and my dreams were not very good dreams. So while I slept without waking up, it wasn't a restful sleep. And all day today I've been extremely tired, and my brain has not been. I haven't been able to focus on a damn thing today. I've barely been able to watch hockey. I tried to watch Acapulco on TV on that, but it didn't go all that great. Well, I appreciate that, Nathan. I really do. Nathan, are you also on YouTube sometimes? I think I know who you are on YouTube, but I'm not 100% sure. I just want to make sure. And I know I think you want to keep them separate, so that's why I'm not going to say who it is. But if you're who I think you are, you've helped out one of my co-hosts in the past. Is that you? I want to make sure. Okay. And have you done something for one of my co-hosts in the past? I had my dad's was Weishoff. My mom's was Owens. I chose the latter after getting made fun of. Yeah, well, see, here's the thing. Getting teased about the dingus isn't really what made me change it. Okay. I know I said that, and it's kind of true. It is that's kind of why my mom had me change it. But I got to be 100% honest. I've always looked at Dave as my father. I've called him my father. I call him dad. I call him pop. I remember one time, I can't remember if it was when I went to, there was one time when I was young, 7 or 8, maybe, yeah, in that age range for a week in the summer, or it might have been when I was a little bit older, like before high school, when he came up for a week. And, excuse me, Malcolm was there, and I remember I didn't know what to him. I honestly didn't know what to call him. I didn't know to call him by his name. I just didn't say anything. I just called him sir. And I remember at the end of the week asking him, and to this day, I can't remember what he told me. To this day, I do not remember what he told me to call him. Maybe, maybe Ryan, just a little bit. I think I am. I think for me, you know what? I'm with you. I'm with you. Uh, for me, let me explain to you what the love of the sport and the love of doing this means to me. Okay. I think some people think they understand it, but in all actuality, they really don't. Right. And the reason I say that is if I asked you right now why I do this, I think some of you will say, oh, it's your therapy. Some of you will say it's your love of the blues. Some might say something else. Uh, can we talk about? I'm not sure what you're saying there, bud. Love of the spot or sport? Um, I you let's wind it back. Let's wind it back, right? Let's go back to 1987. I like the hair. I think the hair. I don't think the hair's holding me back. I don't. I think the hair's helping me out. You know, it's. I kind of like that long hair in the back. You know, hair in the front. Little business in the front and party in the back, right? You go back to 1987, and that's kind of. You know, I really did have a soft spot for the Blues at that point. You know, I love them, but I hadn't gone to a lot of games. I'd been to a few, but you know they were important to me. I will say that. It had been a while since I'd been to games. I was you know the fan. I'd seen others play and that, but you know as my grandfather got older and as I got older, just didn't go to as many games and they were hard to watch on TV. You know if you remember back in the day, KPLR channel 11, I had a black and white TV, had to you know dial it in on the UHF and play with it. You know I think 11 was still UHF and and then I joined the Navy. So when I go in the Navy, you know, I lived up in Chicago, northern Chicago, right? Like I was halfway between Chicago and Milwaukee, right? No, I don't think we should tank. I think we have a good team. I do not believe in that tanking. I do not believe in that, and I think we should be competitive. Absolutely, there, Colin. I think we should be competitive. Um, I absolutely think we should compete. I don't. The draft is a, you know, they say Connor Bedard is no miss, but you know they've said that about other players who were sure misses. Hell, they said that about Nel Yakupov. He was a he was a sure thing, right? And he wasn't. Nel Yakupov was probably one of the worst draft picks ever. Um. Oh man, sorry. I still feel really tired. I've been sleeping all day, and I still feel like I could just curl up in a ball and go to sleep. Uh, so while I was in the Navy, you know, there was no connection between me and the Blues. And, you know, I was overseas a lot. I spent more time overseas than I spent in on the mainland or in a place where I could watch hockey. I spent a total of 5 years, right around 5 years in Great Lakes, Illinois. The first year of it was in high or in training, so I really couldn't watch anything then. The second year or the second time was also training, couldn't watch anything then. When I went up to the third time for the 3 years as an instructor, I could. And we lost 8 games because they didn't play for each other. They just did not play for each other, and there's something that happened. There's some problem in the locker room that's got to get worked out. But to me, that's why we lost 8 games. Right? That's exactly why we lost 8 games. Oh, Colin, thank you. Thank you. Happy Veterans Day. If you did serve out there, happy Veterans Day to you. You know, it was really great what the Blues did last night with the Hockey Warriors. I appreciated that. I thought it was cool. I mean, it was for me, it was really neat to see. It was really, really neat to see. Shit, I'm lost. To see those Warriors out there, knowing that I knew most of them. Yeah, and I know most of them. Oh, I absolutely do, bud. I absolutely do. That was perfect when we saluted Princess. Yep, absolutely perfect. I absolutely remember that. That was a great show. That my thing. Oh, they say times heals, but it's still hard. My wife seeing a therapist is helping. And you know what? My heart goes out to you, Dale. It really does. You know, and that's something that I don't think I could ever get over. I'm honest, man. I don't think I could ever get over it. You know, if you can't get another job, it's not a bad option. It's experience. It is experience, my friend. Let me say big thank you, John Penner, Ashley Jones, Jason Nichols, Matt Park, and Travis Partington for putting them thumbs in the air. Greatly appreciate it. Yeah, Dale, we're all sorry, man. That's a hard thing. And you know what, Dale? I hope that what I'm doing is helping you. I hope that by me sitting here and kind of opening up about the things that I struggle with, you know, I know now I didn't lose a child. I did not, but I did lose somebody. I did have something that was a very big part of my life kind of move out of my life and leave my life. And while that's not the same as losing somebody forever, in some ways it leaves the same type of hole. And yes, I'm in that point where I can't shut my brain down, just like you are, my friend. I'm just as there as you are, right? And my big old heart goes out to you and your wife. And yes, I see a therapist. I've actually been seeing one for 4 years, right? 2018, when I got to my lowest point, I got even lower. I think I got lower than I was now, to be honest. And you know, when the only thought in my head was right foot, right turn. And if you don't know what I mean by that, at the time I was delivering pizzas and I was traveling along a road that had a wall on the right hand side. And I thought all I had to do was hit the gas and turn hard right. I liked Alexandrov. I liked the kid. I thought he played well last night. I really did. I thought he was good on the puck. Yeah. Yeah, Jeremy. You and me talked a lot about that. I'll tell you this, Jeremy, and I don't mean to put anything on you, but since you've left Hawaii, you know, I feel like and I know we didn't hang out a lot. We hung out a little bit, but I really feel like I had that one guy that I knew I could give a call to and say, hey, man, I need some help. Could you, I need somebody, you would be there. And with you being gone, it's been hard. And I'm not putting that on you. You're in the military. You have to. Yeah, it helps. It's hard. You know, I grew up in an age so there was a time where my family had wanted me to see a family therapist, and I refused because I was so close to going in the service that was actually something that could prevent you from going in. Let me say that again. Back when I joined the service, seeing a therapist was something that could prevent you from going in. It was one of the questions. Have you seen a mental health professional in the past 12 months? And if you answered yes, they would ask you why. And that could be a reason to take it off. Yeah, but we never got below 500 last year. This is the first time we've been below 500, this late in the season for a while. Okay. What made me join? Um, my grandfather. My grandfather, World War II, served on the USS Manila Bay, which was a escort carrier. Um, Talked about it all the time. My maternal, his son, my uncle was in the Navy. My stepfather Dave, who I call my father, was in the Marine Corps. Uh, I ended up going to a Navy high school, Cleveland NJROTC. It was the only thing I had. I was not a good student. I knew I wasn't going to get in college. I was recruited by one college, one small Division III college to run. They were going to redshirt me, help me get my grades up, but I knew I couldn't do it. I knew I would have failed. So the Navy was the only thing that I wanted to do. It was the only thing that made sense to me. Most memorable moment in the service. I have a few. I have three that immediately popped to my mind. My first one would be I got married on board the USS Mobile Bay. I know that seems weird. I didn't want to have a church wedding. My wife didn't. I didn't want to just go to because really to get married in Japan, all you had to do was go to the. You didn't have to say anything. All you had to do was go to the city hall and sign a paper. That's it. Okay, that's it. So we decided, let's do this. It's not expensive, and that. I don't want to talk about them. Yeah, some of them were. Uh, my next most memorable would have been in 1997, in September of 1997. I re-enlisted on the upper deck of Wrigley Field before a Cardinals Cubs game the year that we got Mark McGwire, just before he hit his 62 home runs or whatever, 70 home runs or whatever it was, right? So that year, the year before he broke the record, that's when I re-enlisted, and I got to see him hit a home run. Actually, I missed the home run. I went to take a piss. And my last one would be the day I retired on board the USS Missouri. That would have been in August of 2007. Yeah. Um, yeah. Struggling a little, guys. Um, Ask questions. If you want to ask me something, go ahead. I will answer as truthfully as I can. There are some things that I may choose not to answer. Please be aware of that. Um, just know I love and care for each and one of you, and I appreciate you guys coming on. Who we got here? Jeremy Powell, Dale Clunk. They added their names to the list. Thank you, both of you. Wow. Man, I'm having a moment. If you know what I want, what do if you ask, well, guy, what do you really want? What do you want right now? What is something that you want right this moment? And I'll be honest with you, it's for the pain to go away. And I'm not talking the physical pain. I can deal with physical pain. I've dealt with that most of my life. I just want, I miss my friend. I miss her dogs. I miss her kids. They were important to me. They're gone. I did things that were wrong. I did things that were bad. I hurt my wife. I hurt my kids. I hurt her. And I'm paying for it. And I got to deal with it. And it's not easy, because, every day my wife still feels the hurt too. I want her pain to go away. I really do. No matter what happens between me and her, I want her pain to go away. Excuse me. And I mean that. Oh, this is hard. I didn't know this would be so hard. Jason, thank you, bud. Put me on the spot. Yay, Jason. Jackass. Son of a bitch. There you go. Thank you. I appreciate that. Whatever your religion is, whatever you do, I appreciate it. You know, I know in my religion, in my Buddhism, in Nichiren Buddhism, in Soka Gakkai, there's a lot of onus on oneself that you have to change yourself. And as much as I understand that, I'm also at the point where this is my crossroads. Why do I have to keep changing for everybody else? Why can't anybody accept me for who I am? Right? And that's the, if you want to know the existential crisis that I'm at, that's it, right here, right now. My religion saying you have to change yourself. Me saying, why am I always the one that has to change? Why can't everybody else meet me? And that's the existential crisis that I'm facing right now. And it's not an easy thing to face. Right? It's not. I sit in this room, in this little room that I have a studio, and I see, 35 years of memories. And there are things here that go way back. Way back. There are things that are new, there's things that are old, things that remind me of different things. Essa, how are you? There's the link. It's SGI USA, or Soka Gakkai International. It is a form of Nichiren Buddhism. It is a belief in chanting what's called Daimoku, or Nam-myoho Renge Kyo. Thank you. I know you do, bud. I thank you. And Jeremy, how yeah, they do. Right, Jeremy, they do. And you know what? Jeremy, you and me. So let me tell you a little bit about Jeremy, right? Jeremy is a Air Force kid. I think when I met him, he was an E2 or an E3. He might be able to help you there. Who was living by himself in a barracks room, and he would order pizza from Pizza Hut. Well, I started being I was working Saturdays, and he's a big college football fan, so he would be ordering his pizza on Saturday. Well, I worked the Saturday day shift. So that's when he would come in. I've actually, Shackle, I have actually thought about starting a different channel and just calling it the mental health channel, right? My mental health, and talking about this stuff on there. I'm not sure about that yet. We'll stand by and see on that. I thought about it. If I do, I'll let you guys know. Thought about letting other people come on and talk about their mental health and let me interview them. But make sure they understand that, you know, I'm in no way a doctor or anything. I'm just a host. Because I'm sure there could be some liability there, but you never know. Oh, I kind of like. So Jeremy was playing. Oh man, I can't remember what he was playing. He might have been playing one of the football games or something like that. And we started talking, and I got into talking about, you know, the hockey and that. And it was actually right after. I mean, right after I started up my channel. Right after, right. I mean, right at the beginning of me starting up my channel, and he would, and we got into conversations. And when I asked him about coming and doing a show, he did, and we did a show. We did a really good show, actually. Let me see if I can find that. I've done a couple of Veterans Day specials. There it is. It was the Hawaii Blues Fan Show, 11 November 2018. That was my 13th episode. All right. You know what? It's a 14-minute episode. Let's do this. On this Veterans Day, in honor of Jeremy, let's watch this episode. What do you guys say? You guys want to see that? And by the way, Jeremy's in Europe right now, so he's watching from Europe. Here is my special, my first ever Veterans Day special on the Hawaii Blues Fan Show, which is now the Blue Note Fan Report. Right? This is my 13th show ever. So please enjoy this. I watch it with us. Let's see if you like it. Stand by as I bring it on. And here we go.
Oh, when the blues go marching in. Oh, when the blues go marching in. Oh, I want to be in that number when the blues go marching in.
Aloha, and welcome to the Hawaii Blues Fan Show. Happy Veterans Day. This is the program that is by a fan, I can talk, for and you guys fans, can and about the fans. We're bleeding blue with you. On today's show, we're going to find out where our roving reporter is. I think he's someplace special. We're going to talk about that beautiful shutout Johnson had against the San Jose Baby Sharks. We'll talk about the upcoming game against the Minnesota Wild. Can the Blues turn them into the Minnesota Mild? And then we'll get into our About the Fan segments. We'll talk about our fan of the game, the tattoo of the game, and maybe a pet of the game. And we'll move on from there. I think it'll be a great show. So let's find out. Hey, roving reporter, where might you be?
Aloha, Hawaii Blues fan, and happy Veterans Day to you. Yeah, this day means a lot to both of us. I know that. So we wanted to do something special for you and all the people back home. Today, we're in a place that a lot of
Bluetooth
Blues fans can appreciate. We're at,
and the way it linked up
Blues
with my computer,
we're at
it did not
the USS Missouri
do it right,
Memorial
so I
Museum.
couldn't get the lips and the sound to link up. So that's why you see it that
Missouri
way.
State flag, the second flag in a row. Today, I'm going to show people around the Missouri and some of the memorials here for Pearl Harbor.
Missouri Memorial is located on Ford Island in Pearl Harbor, Hawaii. The USS Missouri is one of 4 battleships memorialized here. The most famous of that being the USS Arizona. The Arizona Memorial lies across the Arizona, and she was sunk on December 7, 1941. Her bow is directly in front of the bow to the USS Missouri, thus bookending World War II, the start and the end next to each other. At the rear of the Missouri, you can see her
much better
infamous
equipment.
rear
I'll
guns,
say that
known
for
as
sure.
the Cher guns from her video, I Can Turn Back Time. And the white tent that you see there is used for military ceremonies. The Hawaii Blues fan had his retirement in that tent. In front of the Missouri, you can see 50 state flags, the first flag there being the Hawaii flag. Visitors can come, have their picture taken with their state flag. The Missouri and Illinois flags lay just to the left of center, the Missouri flag being second on the
hi,
right,
Deborah.
and the Illinois
Double
flag
J,
flapping in the
Double
wind.
J Media.
Fifth.
How you doing, man? Welcome.
Just above the flags, you can see the anti-aircraft guns, the Phalanx close-in weapon system, white R2-D2 gun, and the bridge with all the windows. Just after the bridge, you can see the ribbons or unit awards that the USS Missouri earned after she was recommissioned, most during the Gulf War. Those black silhouettes on the right are the bunkers that she destroyed during the Gulf War. In the gift shop, you can buy the St. Louis Star-Times, a copy of December 7th paper. The third of the memorials is the USS Oklahoma. The Oklahoma was also sunk on December 7th, 1941. Though she was partially scavenged and sold off as towed, she was sold off as scrap.
She ended up being scuttled.
The 429 men are each memorialized on a marble stanchion. 2 of them earned the Medal of Honor. Ensign Flattery.
Actually, there were 3 of them.
And Seaman First Class Ward. The 4th and forgotten memorial is the USS Utah. This memorial can only be reached if you have a military ID card. It lies opposite of the USS Missouri on the other end of Ford Island. Each year, the Aggies football team from Utah comes and lays a wreath. The ship was sunk slightly forward of where she is, but could not be salvaged and was towed to this point. If you'd like to follow the Missouri, please use this Snapchat. Thank you.
And that, Blues fans, is the USS Missouri and some of the other memorials around here on Ford Island. This was one of the places that was attacked on December 7th, 1941.
Wow, roving reporter. What a great place to be and what a great report. I think it's time that we talk about the last game and the upcoming game against the Wild on Veterans Day. What do you think?
Yes, I'd love to talk about the last game and the upcoming game on Veterans Day against I call them the Mild.
Well, I think you need to be here.
I guess I need to get there in a...
Welcome. Well, thanks for having me, and I apologize about last time. No, don't worry about it. So, the game against the Sharks. We thought the Sharks were going to come in and be something terrible. Yeah, well, the baby Sharks had no bite at all. No, Johnson just stood on his head and the Blues scored early. Yeah, it was really nice to see 4 different people score goals. Yep, they had goals by Pietrangelo, Steen, Schwartz, and O'Reilly guy. But my player of the game, that's got to be Johnson. I mean, a shutout in our first one of the season. Way to go, Johnson. Good job. Yeah, Johnson had a good game, but it's time that we look at the Minnesota Mild. Well, they weren't so mild last time. They beat us 5-1. It was a kind of a butt whooping. Yeah, but you predicted it, and I don't think that's going to happen again. You don't think that the Wild will come in that way? No,
we're ready to go. Their mindset's there that the Blues are a pushover, and I don't think that that's going to happen again. Well, that mindset does work both ways. Yeah, but the Blues have had 2 good games, and this is Veterans Day. Well, it is Veterans Day, and the Blues do something amazing. They started it 2 years ago. Glenn comes out, he starts singing the national anthem, and then stops. And the rest of the crowd sings the rest of the song until the last line. It is amazing to watch. I can't wait. I hope that they'll show it on the NHL TV. But it's time for me to make my prediction. Not again. And this time, I'm going to predict that the Mild lose. What? Huh? What do you mean I'm going to predict that they lose? Yes, I'm going to predict that they lose because they're the only game that I predicted that they would lose or that they would win, and they did win. So I'm going to predict the Mild to lose to the Blues 4-2. And I hope you didn't curse us this time. Well, roving reporter, it was great to have you here. I hope to talk to you again soon. Yeah, well, I'm out of here. Who are you?
I'm Airman First Class Jeremy Powell.
Well, Airman Powell, it's nice to meet you, but what are you doing here?
Well, I'm a huge fan of the show.
You're a fan of this show?
Yeah, and I'm hoping to be a fan of the game today.
You want to be a fan of the game? What makes you think you should be our fan of the game?
Well, it's the Veterans Day game, and I got my camo Blues hat on, even though I'm not supposed to in uniform. And I'm also follow Hawaii Blues Fan Clan group on Facebook.
You know, I thought I recognized your name. Jeremy, it's great to have you on the show. So, you're a Blues fan. How long have you been a Blues fan?
Since I met
This
that
is
pizza
my
guy.
Veterans
The
Day
pizza
show
guy.
from
Was he a pretty big
2018.
fan?
He sure was.
Wouldn't let you go, huh?
Nah.
So, do you have a favorite player?
I have to go with Tereshchenko.
You know, I like Tereshchenko too. I'm more of a whole guy, old school today, but Tereshchenko's taking his spot really quick. So I see you're in the Air Force. How long have you been in the Air Force, Jeremy?
I've been in for about a year and a half.
About a year and a half. And what do you do in the Air Force?
I work on heating and air conditioning systems.
Well, that's pretty neat. Where are you stationed, Airman Paul?
Currently stationed at Hickam Air Force Base, Hawaii.
Hickam Air Force Base. That's a nice base.
Jeremy,
So
you
where are you
still
from?
out there?
I'm originally from Jackson, Mississippi.
You know, I actually have relatives that are from West Point, Mississippi.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, you know what, Jeremy? I think you'd make a great fan of the game. Hawaii Blues Fan Show fans, I present Airman First Class Jeremy Paul, the Hawaii Blues Fan Show, fan of the game for Veterans Day.
You remember this?
Well, Jeremy, is there anybody you'd like to do a shout out to?
Yes, since today is our Veterans Day game, I would like to shout out to all of our current service members, past and present, for their service and continue doing their job well and to serve this nice country we live in.
Well, you know what? As a veteran myself, I greatly appreciate your service. And Jeremy, it's a pleasure to have you on the show. And congratulations on being the fan of the game.
Thank
He
you, I
was my
appreciate it.
first live
Well,
guest.
since you're here, would you like to stay and finish the show out with me?
Sure, I have no problem.
Do you remember how long it took
So,
us to
Airman
do
Powell,
this,
do you know
Jeremy?
what's next?
I sure do.
I don't think
It's
people
time
don't
for
realize how
the
long it
Blues
took us
tattoo
to
of the
do
game.
this.
Well, would you like to introduce today's tattoos?
I sure would. Today's tattoo of the game goes to Peggy Sue Baker.
Peggy Sue had these done at the Trader Bob's Tattoo Shop in St. Louis, Missouri. The artist is Bill Rath.
She has 2 tattoos. The first one is under her right ear.
She told us that she wanted to always have the blue note with her. It's a small note outlined in yellow. It's beautiful. I love it there.
And the second tattoo she has is on her ankle.
This one's kind of an interesting design. She told us that she didn't want flame. She wanted ice. I look at this and I call this the blue note wrapped in hot ice. It's a cool design. I really like it. Bill Rath, you did a wonderful job. Peggy, I want to say great tattoos. And we both say thank you for being the tattoo of the game. Well, Airman Paul, it's great having you here. I think it's time that we end our show.
Hey, didn't you forget something?
Forget something? What do you mean?
Don't we have a pet of a game?
You know what? You're right. Today we have our first pet of the game. Our first pet of the game is owned by Kat Moore. Her puppy's name is Niev Blue Karen Chattenstein. Nievi is a service dog. She's a 2.5-year-old lab and pointer mix.
I think it
and
took us
Nevy's actually kind of
4
famous.
hours
When
to
Kat
film
was
this
able to go to
segment.
games, Nevy went with
Just
her
this
dressed in
segment,
blue.
just me and
She's
Jeremy
been on the
together,
big
took
board
us
many
4
times.
hours.
She would sit behind and
He had friends
kind of
calling
keep
because we were
Kat
supposed
calm.
to go somewhere. and we were
Nevy's a
still
great
doing
dog.
this.
I can't wait to meet her.
He was so
Kat
nervous
Moore,
when we were doing
we want to
this.
say
For
thank
me,
you for
and this was
letting
only my
Nevy
13th
Blue
show. I was like,
be
okay, let's
our
just go.
first
It's going to
ever
be that easy.
Head of the game.
Kat Moore. Doesn't that name sound familiar?
You know what, Jeremy? You're right. Kat Moore is a big, big supporter of this show. She's already been a
Used
fan
to
of the
be.
game.
I don't think she
Last
supports me as
episode,
much
she
anymore.
was the
But that's
tattoo of the
okay.
game. Today, she's the pet. Has the pet of the game. She's a subscriber on YouTube. She follows me on Twitter at Hawaii Blues Fan, and she's also a member of the Hawaii Blues Fan Clan on Facebook. She hit all the wickets. So I thought maybe we should do something special when people do that. So, Kat Moore, you are officially the first member of the Hawaii Blues Fan Show Hall of Fame. You're going to be number 001. Congratulations, Kat. We both salute you. Well, Jeremy, thanks for joining us today. It's been a pleasure. I appreciate you coming. Maybe we should do something special when people do that. So, Kat Moore, you are officially the first member of the Hawaii Blues Fan Show Hall of Fame. You're going to be number 001. Congratulations, Kat. We both salute you. You're going to be number 001. Congratulations, Kat. We both salute you. Well, Jeremy, thanks for joining us today. It's been a pleasure. I appreciate you coming into the studio with us. That's been a wonderful show. I want to say Happy Veterans Day to everyone. And just like my little girl Ari says, well, hold on, I forgot something. We both want to say aloha and mahalo. And just like Ari says, just remember, let's go Blues, and we're bleeding blue with you.
Oh, when the blues go marching in. Oh, when the blues go marching in. I want to be in that number. When the blues go marching in.
That was my first ever Veterans Day show. Right? If you haven't watched it, if you haven't seen it before, you know what? If you haven't gone and liked it, well, how many views does that have? That one, oh, I think it, there we go. I gotta stop sharing it. Oh, now I'm lost. Let's see here. That one has a total of, oh, it's got 16 likes. I can't see the views on it. Can I see the views? I don't know where they're at. Guess I'd have to go back and look. Yeah, I gotta do it through the analytics. I actually don't think this one has more than about 200 views. It wasn't as well watched as I would have liked. Actually, I gotta go back. Nope. Oh man, it's not coming up for me. Hold on. Trying to see how many views that show's got. I know it's, I don't think it's got that many. I'd love to see it get a lot more. Let me see here. Maybe someone, 154 views. There we go. Got 154 views, and one of them's the view I just seen. So maybe you can go on YouTube and share that show away and put it out there. Maybe you can help me get it up. That didn't come out right, did it? I'm not sure who this is. Oh, Alex Kennedy. How you doing, buddy? I appreciate you, man. I really do. Oh man, I know this show has been probably been kind of a junk show tonight. I'm just talking, right? Just trying to have a little fun, just trying to be me. Maybe I'm not, the best guy. Maybe I'm not perfect. To be honest, I'm just doing what I can, man. Just doing what I can. That's it. Wow, man. I did not expect to come on and do a show tonight, and I didn't expect to be on this long. You still there, Jeremy? Maybe. I don't know if it, so Jeremy, what did you think of that, man? What did you think of that show? Be honest. You got to remember he's on a 15-second delay, or you guys are on about a 15-second delay from when I say something to when you hear it. So sometimes I forget that. Christopher LaJoy put them thumbs in the air. Appreciate it, Chris. Thank you. Right? I mean, I think it took us 4 hours to do that. I think we started it like, because my wife went out that day with a friend of hers, and we started that at like 4 in the afternoon. And I don't think we got done till like 8 or 9. Losing streaks are going to get broken. Yeah, we were a little bit robotic at first, trying to figure it out, and then we changed things as we would do a scene. We would go, oh no, that didn't work. Let's try this. Let's try that. I thought the snap worked pretty good. You got to remember, see the stuff I did with the I can't say it now. The roving reporter I did after Jeremy. Right. So I had to change. I did that the next day, actually. Right. I think I did that the next day. So it took me a while. It took a while to do this. One time, one take. We did that salute in one take. Absolutely. I don't think so. I don't think they made as many changes as everybody thinks. I don't think it's the changes. I think that because if it was the changes, they wouldn't have won the first 3 games the way they did. It was something other than the change. Something happened in the locker room. I'm going to stay firm to that. Right? Darkness, thank you, my friend. Thank you. The thing that, for me, there's something in the locker room. It just comes down to that. It just absolutely comes down to that. Something in the locker room. And I absolutely feel that. Wow, you got an hour out of me, Jason. Can you effing believe that? I didn't want to do a show today, and you still got an hour out of me. Right? And right now I got 12 people watching, and I think that's the highest the numbers had. I thought the highest the numbers had. So I'll take it. 7 on YouTube. I'm surprised I'm starting to get more YouTube than Facebookers. Yeah, Jeremy, I'm hoping to take you to your first game. I really am. Right? We're going to try and figure that out. I don't know about that, Rob. Bob, I know some people think that. I'm not sure of that. It could have been. I don't have a problem with that contract. I really don't. First of all, everyone's thinking the contract starts this year, and it doesn't. It starts next year. So he's not getting the money yet. Right? And that's something to remember. I mean, he doesn't, it's guaranteed, so he's got it there. No, I think it's the locker room. I don't, because Bennington's played good. Well, if I'm home, man, I'm taking you. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out, bud. We'll work it together. How much longer you got to be in Europe? I know you're at home right now for a funeral, and you know, my heart goes out to you. I know how tough that is. Oh, wow. That's cool, man. That's cool. I think somebody else said that earlier, and I didn't show it, but is what it is. It is what it is. Excuse me. Guys, I'm doing what I can. I can see that. Do you have your new duty station yet, bud? I'll tell you what, the one King's Guru, the one that I wish I could get, and I know I can't afford it, and I never will, is the Parashinko jersey, and that's over $1,000 already. Right? Not yet. Well, when you do, let me know, my friend. Well, guys, like I said, I didn't want to even be doing a show today. I did it a little over an hour. You got to watch the first ever Veterans Day show from 2018. I hope you enjoyed it. My little show. You know, everyone that watches is part of my family. I appreciate it. I appreciate each and every one of you. You know, have a great day. Thank a veteran this weekend. Remember veterans this weekend. Thank you. Aloha. Mahalo. And I will see you on the next Balloon Report tomorrow at 7:30 Central Standard Time. Aloha, my friends. Aloha.